we're gonna get this. We've been bowling good. When good bowlers bowl good things happen.
I like our chances to retain the Weber Cup.
Today we need to come and take this session and we get back at the States.
The Americans up 4-2 already. It doesn't bode well for the Europeans.
The 888 Poker Weber Cup is in its 13th year and the luck is very much with the reigning champions Team USA. They're on a mission after a dominant first session as they look to win the race to 17 points. Hello and welcome to the Metrodome here in Barnsley, where 10-pin fans are eagerly awaiting another dramatic session. Here's what happened on a rip-roaring day one.
So the traditional Baker game to get things underway in Weber Cup 13. And that's changed things quite dramatically in this match.
And that's the game over, I'm afraid.
It's Team USA that chalk up the first victory. No.
Dear, oh dear.
Team Europe need all 10 here. They've got them. Team Europe get their first point on the board. The two skippers against each other. And that one's straight through the head pin.
It is the first open frame and it was a big one.
Chris Barnes looking to scalp the Team Europe captain Osku Palermaa once again.
And that is the match winner.
Oh dear, and the reverse moose. O'Neill focusing really hard.
It's 4 frames in a row without a strike for O'Neill. Good ball for Don Barrett. Wants to get it sewn up nicely.
Too late now though for O'Neill. Dominic Barrett has done the business.
3 strikes in a row apiece.
Beautifully done. What a way to keep yourself focused.
Whoops.
Oh, no. No, leaves the ring in 10.
It's the 3rd strike in a row and he's still on for that 279. Strike for a tie.
No. In his luck's run out. Tommy Jones does what he's done so many times. He's closed the deal. The captain's pick has once again thrown up Mika Koivuniemi versus Chris Barnes.
Chris Barnes has played 1 game and scored 250 plus. Mika Koivuniemi's played 1 game and scored 195. After a nasty split, he's going to be behind after frame 1.
We are scratching our heads about Osku Palermaa's pick.
Chris Barnes really is the form man. He's only had the 1 spare in frame 3. Well, he's pretty much loaded into that 1-3 pocket.
There you go. And I'm afraid Osku Palermaa's captain's pick has gone horribly wrong.
Yesterday for the captain's pick, I hoped. I knew Chris is great, but the carry's being tough. So I hope he didn't carry that good, but he did. I made a mistake, but we'll turn it around.
Osku picking me for that the captain's pick there surprised me. I took it as a challenge and it fired me up because over the last recent tournaments, I don't think very many people are bowling better than I am.
Obviously, we need to get those first few points to keep it tight and maybe take the lead. Just keep bowling good, make the right decisions, and it's going to go our way.
I'm extremely pleased to be up 4-2. We're looking forward to a big session in session 2.
A dramatic session of bowling that puts Team USA very much in the driving seat, but there's plenty of time to go. This is what we've got to look forward to in the next session. As always, the session starts with a Baker match with Team Europe, all the players coming on to play, all the players from Team USA. And then it's a mixture of doubles and singles matches. The standout match is definitely Stuart Williams, who comes back to the Weber Cup for the first time since 2005 against Tommy Jones. They've already played in this Weber Cup. It was an absolutely brilliant game. Jones just edged it. What will happen this time? That's to look forward to. But before that, it's time to meet the teams. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the arena, Team Europe. And now the defending champions, Team USA.
Game 7 of Weber Cup 13. And it's a Baker to get the session underway. I do fear for Europe a little in this session. Not that you can kill a Weber Cup off in session 2, but we've noticed a little tactic from the Americans. We're going to see Tommy Jones 3 times, then Mike Fagan 3 times. Clearly, 2 players that Chris Barnes feel have got control of this lane, and they could build a big score here against Team Europe. The one player that has just struggled a little with these conditions, Bill O'Neill. He'll only feature in the Baker and 1 singles, but we're going to see a lot of Fagan and Jones. Now for Team Europe, Osku Palermaa, the team captain, has to step up to the plate, but also Mika Koivuniemi as well. He's looked a little shaky.
It hasn't been his greatest tournament so far, but it's very early days, and I was talking to him prior to this session. I said, Mika, I know you've got a 280 or a 290 game in you, and he looked at me and just smiled.
So Baker, very unusual format that you don't see a lot on the world bowling stage, and not an unusual strike there for Osku Palermaa. The Team Europe side trying to get this Barnsley crowd right behind them, but that's a typical 2-hander strike there with a lot of pin action, getting all 10 down.
An absolute crescendo of pins flying in the pin deck there from Osku. Hit them so hard they just stood no chance.
This man still smarting from the captain's pick issue at the end of the first session. Chris Barnes just reminding Team Europe that he's got this lane absolutely tied down.
And don't they look happy? Great looking shot from Barnes as the opener for Team USA. Both the openers will bowl frames 1, 5 and 9. And up steps the big moose in the shape of Mika Koivuniemi.
Well, that's the line that he was finishing with yesterday. He lost his singles, but he finished well, and that's much more like it from Mika.
Lays the ball beautifully down on the lane, hits his mark, and you see the reaction in the back end. It's right in the 1-3 pocket, carries all 10 pins. And the Moose with his normal sort of trademark waves, and there it is.
There we go. I can't hear you, Barnsley. I can't hear you. Well, he can hear him now. And the Team Europe players have clearly come out here with a policy. They're going to try and get this crowd fired up and hope that does something for them. Tommy Jones then, the man who has this quite outstanding record here at the Barnsley Metrodome on this show lane.
So, I mean, there's definitely a bit of body language going on between these two. A little bit of rivalry body language, shall we say. It strikes all round at the moment. And Jones there was just aiming a shot or two at the European players.
Well, he's got an average, what is it, last 4 games, high 200s?
The last 4 games that Tommy Jones has bowled on this lane, and that includes 3 games from last season, last year, his average is 281, I'm afraid, included a 299 game.
Oh dear me, Team Europe, watch out. Now, Dominic Barrett, one of the young superstars in this European team, and he'll be happy enough with that. 10 pin, a little sluggish, but they all count.
Well, it's a strike fest, isn't it? 5 in a row from the lads. Everybody perfect so far.
Getting the start, of course, Team Europe, if they can get the strike on the scoreboard, then it does kind of just pass that pressure down the line. And this is the man for America who we feel has just struggled most. And the captain's lineup for this afternoon confirms that Bill O'Neill, the real deal as he's known, he's just not comfortable at the moment in this Weber Cup 13. And this could be the turning point in this Baker game here.
Simon, you're right. It only takes 1 frame for a player not to be on song, to possibly have a small split, miss a single pin, something like that, and that will change the whole result. And Bill is the man that's struggling just a little bit so far. And talking of open frames, I'm afraid that is the 2-4-8-10 split off of a ball that just got caught up in the lane oil. It didn't get back to the pocket and it didn't break anything up. Now just watch this. It just gets away from him. That's just a bit too wide. And that is the most horrendous split. And I've got $10 that says this will be an open frame.
He can make it, but this will be some shot. This to keep the Americans' hopes alive. And unfortunately for Bill O'Neill, leaves yet another open frame in this Weber Cup. And that's becoming a far too regular occurrence for the real deal. And well, you can see from the body language, it's not a great place to be. And O'Neill is hurting right now, and his teammates just giving him a bit of space. But Bill O'Neill will be feeling that he's let the guys down.
The problem is, Simon, he hasn't got a chance to get straight back up, put that frame behind him and get in and get another strike. He's got to sit and wait, and he's only got another one frame to bowl in this whole game.
Stu Williams takes all 10 and carries on where he left off after that sensational singles match against Tommy Jones, and we will get a repeat of that in session 2.
Just watch this one when it hits the pins. Getting the ball right out to the right-hand side of the lane. Here comes the break point. Back in the pocket, a little bit high, and that 4-pin is tripped from behind, but it doesn't matter, and there's the reaction. A classic 10 for Stu Williams.
Yeah, that break point you refer to, Cass, the point at which the ball gets into the dry part of the lane area where there's no oil, and therefore that rotation and power can take.
Yeah, that's right, Simon. At about 45 feet, the ball comes off of the oil onto the dry lane and just reacts with friction.
And the king of swing leaves one.
2 frames in a row with no strikes. Team Europe are perfect so far, and you can see by the scores the maximum for America is 252. And that's if they spare here and strike off.
Well, an open frame, always a killer on the scorecard. Bill O'Neill has put Team USA under pressure. Mike Fagan, under normal circumstances, a spare would be absolutely fine. But the way Team Europe have started this Baker game, I'm afraid that means that the Americans will remain under pressure, and as long as Team Europe can stay clean from here, then they've got every chance of seeing this one across the line for a vital point.
Simon, I do agree with you. They've come out with a really positive looking attitude, and they've all blasted the pocket, carried 4 strikes in a row, and up steps the captain for his second shot.
This is the man that has the biggest strike ball in the Team Europe lineup, which Chris Barnes always tells him in any interview you hear. Chris Barnes will remind Osku about that. But Osku, I think today, has got it under control, and he's bowling well within himself, getting that ball into the pocket with good controlled speed. And that's a beautiful demolition of all 10. Yet another strike for Team Europe.
Yeah, he really has to play a captain's innings. Lead from the front, and he's the #1 player in the lineup, as is this man, Chris Barnes. But what a great start for Team Europe. 5 strikes in a row.
Solid from Chris, and a little bit thankful for that one. It was just a touch light into the pocket, but cleared out all 10 still.
Great shot from Barnes there to close it down for the halfway stage.
Who will claim the first point of session 2? Find out after the break when Weber Cup 13 returns.